All right, welcome back to the second half. Poth Pirates versus George West Longhorns in Jordanton. Pirates up 37 to nothing. We have about 3.5 minutes left of halftime. We're going to run down a couple things for you. But first, you don't want to miss the UIL State football experience at Cowboy Stadium in Arlington, Texas this December. Come out for an action-packed 4 days, Wednesday, December 14th through Saturday, December 17th, and witness the best teams in each division battle it out in the final games of the season. Tickets and all tournament pass information can be found at uiltexas.org. We'll get you some updates from Buffalo versus Bowling. I think Bowling is on top in the second quarter, 21 to nothing over Buffalo. Winner of this game would get the winner of that game in the area playoffs. Slated what looks like to be Bowling. If they can hold on to the lead, then the new inflatable Poth Athletic Booster Club purchased runout tunnel is inflated and up in the air. Texas-shaped navy and gold run through that says Poth on the bottom of it in front of the tunnel, being prepared as the team has come out of the locker room. They're on the right end zone, the south end zone, and they are getting warmed up. George West has yet to take the field, and actually they're on the north side of the field, and they're not going to run through their tunnel or go all the way around to do so. So both teams are getting ready. Coach Bill, I'm Les Miller. Alongside me this evening again, Coach Bill Miller left the sidelines, came to the booth, and what do you think about the first half? What do you think going forward in the second half?
Well, first half we talked about it was going to be who can stop the run on both sides of the ball, and George West has yet to be able to stop that high-powered running offense of the Poth Pirates, and on the other side of the ball, defensively, took their quarterback out pretty early on two pretty good hits. He finally went to the sidelines, and they just have no answer after their main rusher has went out of the game. But we got about a minute and a half here. I'm anxious, Les, to hear what your predictions are going forward in the playoffs. See if we can look down the road in a couple weeks and see if we right or wrong. What are you thinking?
Well, hoping that we don't give up a 37-point lead here in the first round, but take care of business tonight. Stay healthy. Get a game plan against what looks to be Bowling going forward and start there. Going into this year, based off of last year's playoff run that ended in Pflugerville against Franklin that went on to win the state championship. Franklin looks like they moved up a division. Franklin looks like they're going to contend for a state championship again. That's a very good football team that provided a lot of experience for our players, our coaches, and a lot of those guys came back. A lot of the expectations, probably, I'm guessing, that coming from the players, the expectation of the players is to match that and do more. Franklin's no longer in this region. As we said, they moved up. Are there other teams in this region that can beat us? Yeah. Are there other teams in the state that can beat us? Yes. But can you beat a Poth Pirate team in this region if Poth Pirate puts all the pieces together that night? Who knows?
Obviously the end goal is to make it to Jerry World and compete for a state championship, but like you said, when Franklin got out of the region there, not to say that we're trying to get a free pass, and it looks like
hang on, hold that thought as Solansky's going to field it at his 5. He's going to get all the way to the 30 before he's touched. He's not touched. He's going to run by everybody. Look for the right side. Nobody will touch Gabe Solansky. He's going to run the opening kickoff of the second half all the way back, 100 yards. And how about that start?
Wow. I'm going to tell you what, when Solansky gets some room, there is nobody that is going to catch that boy. He found a little gap over there to the right side, and I believe he was untouched. Not one move. He found the gap, and it was just off to the races. And he pulled away. He's something else when he gets going.
How about putting that on field and to go back to what you were saying? Once Franklin moved out of the region,
Yeah, not that you want the free pass of getting the big team out of the region, but once they did move out of the region, it opened it up for the Poth Pirates to be the number one dogs in Region 4. So my prediction going forward, I think next week's going to be a little tougher game with bowling coming in, and I still think Poth Pirates are going to be on top, and then week round 3, I think you're going to see Rogers, and to be honest, I think Bowling's a better football team than Rogers. I think we have a great chance to make to the regional finals to play Lexington, and then put it all out on the line, see what you can do in regionals, and get a chance to move on from regionals for the first time, I believe. Les, you may have to back me up on this, since 69.
Yep.
And then from there you see, possibility between Newton and Gunner, one of the two. I can't remember which one's in Region 3 and which one's in Region 2, but I believe it's Newton is the big dog in Region 3, which you would see 5th round. And you the whole goal is just to get there, and it's, to me, my prediction is we're going to make it to the 5th round this year.
extra point from Jismala is good. That'll give the Pirates 44. George West nothing, and that's just after 15 seconds is ticked off in the second half. Jismala's kick going from right to left will be fielded at the 14. George West is going to be tackled as he gets across the 20. Be 1st and 10 from the 22. George West will take over their first possession of the second half. And as you can hear Coach Miller talk about his playoff predictions, not scared at all to put that cart way out in front of that horse. Talk about 3rd rounds, 4th rounds. But it goes to the confidence of somebody that knows the skill set, knows the work that the coaches put in, the knowledge of the coaches, the want to, the will, the expectations, and you voice that very well, because I don't think there's anybody that all of a sudden you may get some big eyebrows and like, whoa, he's talking about round 4 and we ain't out of round 1 yet. But I think a lot of people familiar with the program would echo the same thoughts that you had. Good for George West, gain of a couple, as they're going to keep it on the ground, go up the middle. That'll bring it to the 25, and that'll be 2nd down and 8.
And that's what it's all about. I mean, we're throwing out predictions there. I'm not trying to get a bunch of slack back saying, go to Miller, they were going the 4th round, this and that. But it goes to the program. I mean, we've consistently been better and better and better every year. Our chances have been better and it goes back to the coaches and the kids. We've got really, really good kids.
Look at the roll right side after he fakes the handoff, throwing down the right side. He's got a man, but De Hoyos breaks the ground, comes back and deflects that. As the junior Aiden De Hoyos will come back and easily make up ground, get in the air, and two-handed knock that away in the sideline. That will be incomplete, bring up 3rd and 8.
You know what? I'm sticking by it. It's due, and just my luck, and I hope the absolute best for him. I would love to see him there. I will be probably shedding a little tear wishing I was there with them, but I really do think we got a chance to make it out of the region this year. So we'll see how it goes, Les.
George West is going to drop back, look to the left side, left seam. It falls incomplete, overthrown. That'll bring up 4th down. What number is that quarterback? It's number 3.
2 back-to-back passes in a row. George West coming out with a little bit different game plan. Maybe just throwing caution to the wind a little bit and saying, we can't get anything on the ground. Let's try to put it in the air and see what happens. And came up short 2 times in a row there.
This time to return the punt, standing at their own 40 is going to be Gabriel Solansky, and I believe that's Colin Ramzinski.
Yep.
Punt Punter standing in his own 10 is going to try the right side. He tried to get away from that as De Hoyos was running down there to make a block and had to try to get out of the way of that ball. It is down untouched, and Pirates will take over at their own 41 with 10:34 in the third quarter.
You know, you talked about remaining healthy through these playoffs. So I would predict here shortly you'd start to see some of these other guys coming in and getting some of these starters rest and try to get them out healthy. Currently, right now, it looks like we still got Zane at quarterback. Still got quite a bit of the starters in.
There's Mala in motion to his right. Not to cut you off there. Robbie's going to give to Bunn coming off of Robbie's left side. Knock his own blocker down. Who's 73? That Ruiz?
That is, yes,
That's
Ruiz.
out of here. Ruiz is out in front of that play. Back from an injury. Missed a lot of the season with a leg injury, I believe. Good to see him back. Not moving fast enough for Bunn, though.
No, he's got to get out of the way there, but I tell you what, I can't say enough about that kid. This is actually the second knee injury he's had in the offseason. Came back from a knee injury, was Bunn up to the middle.
Bunn inside counter again.
Looks like he got the first.
Yeah, he's going to be across midfield, move the chains, that'll bring up 10, and you were talking about Ruiz.
Yeah, he had a knee injury during the off season. A kid like that, he just goes hard at everything he does, and unfortunately came up lame during off season. Fought his way back to get back to start the season. Got his starting job and ended up having the same knee injured, which would normally sideline a kid for the rest of the year, but he. Tell you what, man, you can't take away his heart and determination, and he's battled back to get here, back to the playoffs.
Robbie fakes it to Bunn this time. He's going to find some room on the right side. He'll move the sticks again as he goes inside the 40 of George West. 9:15 to play, and a big lead for the Pirates. And first team offense still out there. First, not that it's a bad thing. They still have things to work on. Still got the line. We're trying to get those guys mentioned out here. You got Nate Guevara coming out, lining up wide to the left side. Haven't mentioned him tonight. He's a starter that's been out there for a while. You got Burke on the right side, and we'll talk about some of these interior guys here after this play. Motion, believe that's Drizmala from the. Nope, that's Selansky. Is he going to jump cut, go back to the right side against the grain, out of bounds inside the 25, and another first down for the Pirates.
One we haven't talked about a whole lot, and is a big part of this offense and defense, is Jared Padilla. He was a guy who played a lot of JV last year and got the nod to come to varsity and start, and has done a great job. And he is, I mean, I tell you what, you look at the kid, he looks like a dang football player. With just his pads on, and then when he gets in the game here, he's really been a big addition to this offense and defense. Blitz off the edge.
Inside Bunn, run up the middle, puts a stiff arm down on somebody, puts him on the ground and walks into the end zone, and that'll put 50, half 100 on the board for the Pirates. Just under 9 to play in the third quarter. And let's get some of those linemen. Is he going to run in there right up the middle there? You've got Ramzinski, Padilla, Ruiz, Rogers, some of those big boys up there doing the hard work as the extra point from Drizmala is good. Give us 51.
Another one, Jared Garcia. He actually was a move-in last year. Came from San Antonio. Played his JV year due to UIL reasons last year, and has started on varsity this year, the entire year. Just, last year we lost two really good linemen, and that was something going into the offseason. How's this line going to do moving forward with the two young returners of Ramzinski and
Rogers?
Three actually there, because you had Ruiz, yep, and Ramzinski and Rogers, and then trying to replace the other two, and Jared
yep.
came in, and man, they've really I have heard from the coaches that this could possibly be going forward one of the best lines that we've had in quite some time, and that's saying a lot.
It's saying a whole lot.
With
Yep.
having guys like
Like
Dalton
Dalton.
Perry
Correct.
and those guys that came through your program, and obviously you never replace a Dalton Perry. But,
Nick Sanchez.
Nick Sanchez, yeah,
Hunter
those
June.
guys, man, and shoot, some of those guys from the old school back when I first got here.
Little,
Another kickoff.
yeah, a little squiv kick that's going to be picked up at the 12. Going to look for some room down the seam, and he's going to be bringing it out to the 26, and that's where George West will try to get something going.
Not sure if that was a purposeful squib kick or if he just kind of missed it off his foot there, but it's a rare miss by kicker there,
Seth
Trismala.
All right, so you're going to have some replacements in there. You're going to have looks like Nate Kopetsky, Andrew Peterson are going to be in the defensive in the secondary.
Peterson.
You got Smolka in at linebacker. Can't say who's up at the top. Is that still Colin Ramzinski?
Oh yes, he's still up at the top there.
So some are getting in. Little pass out to what tried to be the flats behind the receiver, falls incomplete. That'll bring up 2nd and 10. Peterson and Kopetsky so far in the secondary, and then Smolka coming in at linebacker.
Logan Pavelik there at nose.
Number 51.
Yeah, he actually was had been a linebacker for 3 years from junior high on, and this year they put him down at nose. And as quick as he is, man, those interior linemen have a tough time trying to block him. Just as they shoot them gaps and real quick.
Double team him there, and they counter away from him, go to the other side on a run play, and that's going to go nowhere. They'll bring up 3rd and 8. And Ramzinski not come out, is that just because Coach Luna or the defensive coaches don't want to make wholesale changes, or they want to let Colin get some more experience? What's the thinking?
Well, yeah, I mean, a young guy like that, and you want to let him out there, and he hadn't actually been taking all the snaps at corner all year long. So right now, young guy, just let him get all the experience you can. A little blitz coming.
Here
right
comes
here.
Smoke on the blitz.
Oh.
Pass over the middle, and that's broken up by Burke. And he had underneath coverage as receiver was covered on the top side well, and quarterback was going to have to make Collins was going to have to make a heck of a throw, and Burke was there just knock it away.
And Luna calling up the blitz there. Looked like our nose went one way, and Carson Smoke on the inside linebacker went the other way, and got some pressure on the quarterback there. And Burt dropping back and almost getting a pick. Coach Smith was about to get excited over there.
Linebacker Coach Gary Smith. 51-0, Pirates on top in the 3rd quarter. 7:54. It's 4th and 8. George West to punt from their 15. Pirates will let that bounce at the 38. Takes a George West bounce inside the 25 where it's going to be spotted. 1st and 10 Pirates from their own 23. And let's see who.
Parker Stevens coming in at quarterback.
Number 12, the junior, Tom Brady lookalike. Wears number 12 as Tom Brady. And see what.
Looks like most of the line and receivers.
Selansky's still in there. Yep. Jasmala's still in there. Looks like Burke is still in there at the Y, as you call it, the tight end spot.
Yep.
Guevara. Selansky's going to go to the top. They're going to run to the line.
And
Who's the back there with him? And they're going to have Drismala in motion. Keeper Parker Stevens fights up the middle. It's going to be good for a gain of 5, and then bring up 2nd and 5.
That's Rowan Macias at running back. Tight end set.
Macias is to Stevens right, in motion from left to right is Solansky. Give. Macias pops out left, comes back, met by several defenders. As he's close to the sticks, he's going to be, they'll probably move him, yeah. Right, tackled right at the line to gain, and they will move him. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Pirate 38. And as you stated earlier, probably not going to see too much in the passing game from the Pirates. When you're up 51 with a quarter and a half to play, still you'd like to see some things. Well, from a fan standpoint, you just want to see some action, right? But you also need to work on some things. And Stevens is going to have Macias to his left. 2 receivers up at the top. Macias will go around him to his right side now, gets set, and it's going to be a straight keeper. Stevens the entire time as he puts a linebacker down and doesn't go down, and he's going to get 10, and he's going to move the sticks again as he goes out to the 44.
He pretty good hole there, and then met someone there at the 10, about 10 yards down the field, and lowered his head and kind of looking like Matthew Bunn on the play, getting that first down. Tell you what, man, when you start seeing guys like Matthew Bunn just give everything they got, it's contagious, and everybody all of a sudden wants to go out and start hitting somebody.
Macias behind Stevens in the backfield. Little mess. That little pass in the flats to the right. That's going to be complete. Good for 1st down. As that's to Burke. Gets across the 40, inside the 35. And a nice little throw and catch there.
Nice little play action pass. There was actually some confusion there on the mesh there with the running back, but nevertheless it was a play action. I don't know if it fooled anybody, but it sure completed the pass.
Another substitution coming in as Solansky will leave the field and Colin Ramzinski will come in there. Get some more reps for somebody, for some of the 2s on offense.
What is our pass percentage tonight? We're throwing 2 passes and
completed them both.
50%? No.
It's going to be a keeper as looks like a read option. Stevens will pull it. Look for room on the left side. He'll get a yard before. They still don't bring him down. I'm telling you, he's running tough tonight too, as they have to blow the whistle dead. Forward progress stopped. 2nd and 9. 4:50 left in the 3rd quarter.
You know, when you got a backup quarterback that's got some skill, it's, you know, in a game like this, you think here comes the 2nd string quarterback, might give you a little bit of a breathing room defensively, but then when you get a kid like Parker Stevens that's hungry for those minutes, he's running hard, and it's tough on the defense.
Give to Macias.
Same with Macias.
Good for another chunk of 9. And for the 2s, it's easy going.
Yeah. I mean, it does help that you still got the 1st string O-line in there, and they're getting a really good push. But like I said, there's not much of a drop off. Not saying that, you know, anything against some 1st string guys, but these guys are pounding the ball.
Macias, right side. He's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and brought down. It's going to be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up 4th and 2. So what do you do here?
Well, it's too long for a field goal. I think you go for the 1st here. And it looks like what they're going to do, and I think they'll just
the wind play into this, kick it into the wind. Ball's going to be spotted at the 28.
A tight end set, probably just going to try to pound it, see if we can get the 2 yards.
I liked Burke and Bunn back there. Burke's going to be back there, and Macias would be in there. They're going to not be. Burke's going to go. Both now they're going to switch to the left side. Stevens going.
It's going to be Stevens.
Be in the pistol. He's going to follow those guys. Jumps over the line of scrimmage. Good for a 1st. A couple more as he's inside the 25.
Yeah, whenever you put not to mention the O-line doing a great job, but then you line Burke up there in that Y position, kind of sniffer set as an added big guy in front of the running the ball there. It's a good little combination to pick up those two 2 hard-fought yards.
We've mentioned a lot of weapons, and we talked about a lot of weapons, and we hadn't mentioned Guevara as he's wide to the right side of the offense. Drizmala in motion to that right side. Ball is on the ground, picked up by George West at the 30. He is going to have to be caught from behind. Drizmala's going to do that, but not before they get all the way inside the 10-yard line, and that was just a miscommunication, looked like, between Stevens and the back.
Well, it looked like the Drizmala thought he was going to pull it, and he didn't, and it just trouble with your mesh. Now, defense back to the wall. They're on the 9-yard line. It looks like Coach Luna is going to put in the starters to try to protect this.
Kopetsky is going to come out, and Drizmala goes back in at the safety spot. Solansky's in there. De Hoyos is in there. Ramzinski are your defensive backs.
Linebackers.
2:16 left in the third quarter. Best field position all night for George West. Off the turnover. Inside give, right side. Met at the 6 where he's going to be brought down. Gain of a couple. It's going to be 2nd and goal from the 6.
Just a perfect little scenario of the ball put on the ground, and the defensive end scooped it up, and luckily the hustle of Drizmala saved the 6 points. And let's see if our defense can hold here and keep them out of the end zone.
Up the middle. Met at the 5, pushed back. He's going to fall backwards, and we're going to call that no gain, and it's going to be 3rd and the same.
See what Coach Luna's going to do here, running man coverage up top, so we have no safety help. Looks like we're rolled one safety over to that second receiver and stacking the other one in the box. Try to stop the run.
Both crowds starting to make a little bit of noise here, trying to get a big stop in the red zone.
Coach Luna dialing up a blitz here for the inside backers. Looks like Burke's coming and
everybody's coming. He's going to drop back. They break free. They're chasing him out. He's going to throw it away to the right side to bring up 4th and 6. Lots of pressure there.
Both linebackers coming on a blitz, which freed up also our defensive ends to get upfield, and he had about 5 guys on his tail, and he just threw it out of bounds.
They're making sure that it reached the line of scrimmage. Wanting to maybe back them up even more. The call will not be made. It's going to be fourth down. They're at their 6. They're at the Pirate 6. We have 52 seconds left in the third quarter.
Still staying man coverage over the receivers up here, which tells me we are probably bringing some outside backer heat.
He's going to drop back, looking right side. They're going to blow it dead. Timeout, George West, just before the snap.
They called a timeout there because Matthew Bunn shot out of nowhere, and about a step or two before he got to the quarterback, whistle blows dead.
Good time to mention Matthew Bunn as a selection for the All-Star game, San Antonio All-Star game this year, following the footsteps, a long line of All-Stars that the Pirates have been fortunate to be named, and Matthew Bunn will be a member of that All-Star team this year representing the Poth Pirates, so congratulations to him. Well-earned, well-deserved.
Definitely. That's 2 years in a row we've had an inside linebacker heading to the All-Star game. I don't know if he's going for inside linebacker or running back or both, but last year we had Trevor Fuller and Caleb Molina defensively represent the Poth Pirates, and now to have that on your defense, it's something that you're gonna definitely miss Matthew Bunn, just like we miss Trevor Fuller.
Makes the coach's job easier.
Oh, it does.
Fourth down play from the 6, George West.
We got Matthew Bunn
back to the left. He's looking to the right side, rolling to his right side, pointing downfield, throws it in the end zone, knocked away. De Hoya says no again.
Big defensive stand there with quarterback pressure by Luke Rogers. rolling out and getting that pressure and getting an off-balance throw to help us out. But I don't think it would have mattered. He was covered up pretty good on the back end of that.
So the defense of the Pirates will hold. Parker Stevens will go back out there, take his second series, and what was the turnover, try to right that situation. Defense got your back, held, got you the ball back. Now you've got a long way to go. You've got 95 yards to go with 42 seconds left in the third. Time's not an issue, but some things you want to work on and prove to the coach. Some of these guys hadn't got as many reps as perhaps they wanted behind some more experienced players, but here you are, here's your chance. Parker keeps it, pulls it out, right side, running around the edge.
Got some room.
First down as he crosses the 15.
Definitely, that was a pretty good little fake.
They're going to rule him out way short. Yeah.
I mean, going back to what you said, defense got your back. That's how we do. We don't get all the glory in the papers and the news, but sometimes you got to give a little love to the defense. That's just we grind it out and win champiomships. You know what I'm saying?
So with that in mind, as we get the second down play, Stevens, man in motion, is Ramzinski. Breaking free. Rowan Macias up the right hash, cross midfield, chased by 4 or 5. They're going to catch him as he gets to 35, and maybe a horse collar.
On 15 on top of that.
Penalty flag comes out.
5 on the face mask, something.
And going back to your defense and no credit, how about did the offense give up more yards than the defense tonight? They had to have, just on the one play.
They actually had I don't know. They crossed the 50-yard line one time, so I know it has to be under 100 yards.
Oh, for sure. Personal foul is going to be a horse collar. George West, 4 seconds left in the third. Pirates up 51-0. Threatening to score again is Parker Stevens in at quarterback. Stands at the 41 with his hands on his hips, looking to the sideline, waiting for the play. They're going to mark off the 15-yard penalty and spot the ball at the 17 on the right hash. Third quarter will expire. We'll flip sides. Pirates are holding up the 4 on their right hands up in the air, and they huddle at the sideline. And one more quarter left, and try to pull up that Buffalo bowling score. As certainly looks like the Pirates will advance. Look for the winner of the Buffalo and bowling matchup tonight. 21-0.
Yeah, but it's not updating. It's still showing 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. I'm not getting an updated schedule. If somebody's listening and they can text me an updated schedule, we can throw it out on the air, but currently it's still 21-0 saying in the second quarter.
All right, so that's the Buffalo and bowling score. Pirates here in control. Big defensive stop after a turnover. First and goal situation, and the defense dug in. Maintained the goose egg up on the scoreboard. And we're getting some experience for some of the younger Pirates that needed some game reps, needed some playoff time, and Parker Stevens, Rowan Macias gang trying to add more. Macias to Stevens left, Ramzinski in motion from right to left. Give us to Macias. He's going to dance to the right. Be tackled at the 11-yard line. Good for half of what he needed.
I'm showing 21-0 at halftime. Bowling, same thing. So, nevertheless, looking like next week's matchup could possibly be bowling.
Any talk about if those teams hold on, where that game might be?
No, there was a possible venue, prior to any game, you always talk with the next rounds.
Give Macias going to walk into the end zone right up the middle on the read option from Parker Stevens. And no matter who's in it offense for the Pirates, same results.
So usually what protocol is you reach out to both teams and talk. If you win, we can play here. If you can win, we play there. And they had agreed upon at a nice venue. I can't think of where it's at, but it actually got taken.
How about this? How about the ground ball that Zane Robbie fields in the holder position, catches it, is able to somehow get it upright for Drismala to kick. Drismala somehow gets it off under pressure after the ground ball, and it hits the left upright. And that's the second blemish of tonight, with both the defender, the best defender tonight for against the Pirates is the left upright.
A little birdie told someone who told me there could be a possibility of Yoakum being the halfway point. So obviously nothing official, but that could possibly be next week's venue, which is not too terribly bad. They got a nice little field, and that's what, 2 hours away.
A couple hours from Poth, yeah, maybe an hour and 45 minutes. Yoakum also having been in the district recently, a familiar foe for the Pirates as far as maybe the non-football sports. Some of the junior highs, we're familiar with Yoakum.
Yeah. But don't quote me on that, because the guy who told me that, not too creditable. But
well, there's a lot that happens. First of all, bowling has to hold on to win.
Yeah.
Saying they do that, the coaches will talk, and Poth ISD Facebook page will keep you updated. So you'll find out. Somebody will tell you and get that information to you guys as soon as possible. Drismala's going to kick. He's kicking with the wind now. They won't even try to field this, which is what they probably should have done at the very beginning. Yeah. And it'll go out the back of the end zone for a touchback. We have 11:34 left in the game. Pirates up 57-0 over the George West Longhorns. Still cold.
Looks like getting some of those younger guys back in there on defense.
Nate Kopetsky.
Yep. Kopecki. Bunn's still at linebacker. Looks like Smoka came in. Bryce Burkoff, trying to see who there.
Solansky's still there.
Solansky's still there.
Andrew Peterson at the top.
Yep.
You're going to go to the right side of the offense, good for a gain of 1, and George West just wanting to keep this on the ground, keep the clock running, get out of here.
Yeah, you always feel for some of those seniors over there in George West playing their last game. I mean, that's as many of us can remember your last high school game, and so kind of tough when you get thumped 57-0. But nevertheless, congrats to the seniors there in George West, and hopefully, this didn't cap it off to being a complete negative, but
especially out to the quarterback, Jake Snyder, who left this game injured, and he's the senior quarterback there for George West. So hope everything's there, and Jake heals, and as they offense tries the right side again, no gain. It's going to bring up 3rd and 8. And the ball spotted at the George West 27.
Like Daniel Wiedner got the nod to come in to get a couple reps here at nose guard. See, he's a big old body. See if he can plug some gaps up here.
Clock ticks inside 10 minutes.
Timeout.
And George West is going to call a timeout. That's their first of the half. We're in Jourdanton. Pirates have this well in hand. Windy, cold, rainy night early on. Since dried up. Poth travels well. Fans are full.
Yep. See some camo out there. I guess some people are keep the camo on when they go home and just ride it on into the deer blind in the morning. Looks like we still have Bun and Smoka in the middle.
Got some new defensive line. Who's 80?
That's
Is that?
Guevara, no?
Is it?
Yep. Nate Guevara at defensive end.
Quarterback's rolling on the left side, looking downfield. He's going to let it fly, and that is Ramzinski, who ran into the receiver. But Ramzinski was making a play on the ball. They're going to probably, if it was a closer game, want pass interference as they were going in different directions.
Man, I tell you what, that was a cover 2 look, which typically puts your corners in the flats, but on a rollout there, he has the deep out, and he dropped, and as the quarterback tried to hit that deep out and just played it perfectly, went up for the ball, and actually got a pretty good little lick on that receiver going for the ball. But you couldn't have played it any better, dropping in that deep zone and taking away that deep flat.
George West going to punt. Punter standing at his 15. It's going to bounce at the George West 45. Will not make midfield, where Pirates will take over 1st and 10, and Parker Stevens will bring out the offense.
Looks like the older Viatric checking into the game. Trent Viatric,
the senior.
Yeah. Tell you what, just a really great kid's been had some running bad luck with that knee. What appears to be a big target out there.
Tight end on the right side.
Yeah, he is. Little heat off the edge.
Macias, they're going to follow Trent Viatric
He may have
and his side, and they're going to get all the way inside the 30-yard line of George West as he followed Viatric
He tends to follow him, but he starts to pass him up there because he's just so dang fast. Trent Viatric stands about a whole helmet taller than everybody else out there.
On both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
Line up on that right side again, Will Viatric. Macias is on Stevens' left side. Gonna fake it to him, pull it up, and throw it out to the flats. That's Burke on the left side, outside the numbers. Down the left sideline, inside the 11, and he'll go out of bounds at the 10. 1st down, Pirates. Goal to go.
Play action. Little throw to the flats right there. Looks like we got trips coming out to the left side.
Right side.
I'm sorry, right side. Where's
you're playing defense again.
Yeah. Burke's in tight on the offensive left.
Macias is going to switch to the right side. They're going to give it to him on the left. He's met immediately, and he's going to be tackled for a loss. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Haven't had much of those tonight. Tackled for a loss.
That was Viatric, the Hoyas, and Ramzinski that were the trips on the right side.
2nd and goal. What's that? 2nd and goal on the 12?
Second goal from the 12. Motion to the right side is Ramzinski. Parker's going to be a straight keeper. Follow him. He's going to cut it back and be tackled as he goes across the 5-yard line. We're going to bring up 3rd down.
Again, get inside that 25-yard line, and it's 4-down territory, so they have 2 to get it here.
Let Stevens try to throw this in the end zone?
I don't think so. I think they just
I don't think so,
pound
Tim.
it 2 more times, or 1 more.
Macias, right side, fake to him. Parker will follow that offensive line on the right side for a touchdown. Stevens gets another one on the board. 7:07 left in the game.
Pretty good drive right there. Put together. Where did that drive start? An hour 40? A 60-yard drive?
Don't remember. Good snap this time. Good hold, and the Drismala will punch it through. And that'll be 64.
You have to think at some point that there's going to be some chatter around, definitely not only the region but the state, about the Poth Pirates.
Well, there already is. I'm talking about, if you look at or pay attention to the Dave Campbell Texas High School Football Magazine, there was a number of their writers that vote and say if there was 4 or 5 writers that had picks for teams to come out of the region, 4 out of the 5 picked the Poth Pirates, with the lone one picking against the Pirates, that being Lexington. So if it was 4, then 3 picked. If it was 5, then 4 of them picked. So all but 1. And Dave Campbell's magazine has had the Poth Pirates talked about. We're ranked number 7 in the state, have been there comfortably for most of the season. And to get beyond that, to move up in the ranking, to get even more picks, you're going to have to beat somebody in the regions. Yeah. You're going to have to get further than you had been. And the stage is set.
Yep.
And
a few games or few teams to note and mention out there, like Les said, is Lexington. You got Tidehaven. You got Bowling, which we'll see next week, and 3rd round possibly going to Rogers.
Kick caught at the 10. We'll bring it outside the 20, where he's going to be tackled at the 23, and George West will have another possession with 7 minutes to play.
I can't wait if we play Rogers again. That is a game, since I've been here in my career with the Poth Pirates, that I wish we had back. So a lot to play for if we come across Rogers. Man, you talk about a game that we definitely were the better team, and it just didn't go our way, and possibly could be setting up for the 3rd round matchup this year.
Getting a little, speaking of payback, getting a little bit of that tonight, as you mentioned pregame, the George West head coach was the head coach of Ganado when Ganado knocked the Pirates out of the playoffs a few years back. A little bit of revenge happening tonight, as far as, at least on the coach's side of things. Yeah. So maybe more with Rogers to come if you get that far.
You know, as a coach, you celebrate the successes of the wins, but you never forget the losses. And it's just, you know, it may not be the Ganado Indians out there, but at least it might make Coach Luna and the other coaches feel a little bit better, getting a little bit of that back from what happened years ago.
2nd down play is gonna, after a 1st-yard run of 8, 2nd down we'll get a gain of 4. They'll take it out to the 35, and it'll be a George West 1st down.
Got a little bit of that back last year, even though we had not played East Bernard before, as far as my career goes here in Poth, but a lot of people always said they were the big dogs in the region. East Bernard this, East Bernard that, and then just coming out putting a little whooping on them last year. Definitely made the community feel a little bit better about the chances of the program and going forward.
Little. Well, just people falling down late. Some other thought it going first down play, run up the middle. No gain.
Did that last year, was that kind of the turning point in the playoffs of where you kind of made you feel a little bit better after that East Bernard game last year?
Well, what the talk was from a lot of people over the last few years is that, hey, the skill set in Poth is what it is. The pool is what it is. We have only so many numbers. We have only so many athletes, and we're a third-round football team. Perpetually, we're a third-round team at best. Big run here from George West up the middle, across midfield, inside the 45. Big first down run as it gashes the Poth defense there and gets across the other side of the field with inside 5 to play. Well, what last year did was prove that, hey, we're not a third-round football team, right? Rogers, Ganado, all those games prior to. Well, what proof do I have that we're not a third-round? People say we're third round, and you don't have anything that says otherwise until last year.
Yeah, it's been a gradual increase every year, which sets the stage now from one of your short goals of making it past the 4th round.
Now the quarterback keeper good for a gain of 3. Bring up 2nd and 7, and
Daniel Wiedner running into the game.
And if George West is going to score, they're going to score taking it down the field on the run, keeping it on the ground.
Yeah, as much as you want to. It's as a defensive coordinator, you got the game won. You don't want to get anybody hurt, but a goose egg's a goose egg. So not that he's gonna light it up and blitz here, but you're definitely hollering at your defense to
hold,
stay downhill. Yes,
which they do. 2nd down run will gain them 1. It'll bring up 3rd and 6, and that was straight up the middle again. And the passing attack for Georgia hasn't done much, right? Solansky caught one of theirs. Ramzinski knocked one down. DeHoyas has knocked 2 down. 2 have been overthrows behind.
I think you see a little pass right here. See if Jeff maybe brings, Coach Zimmer brings maybe 1 here. Lights it up, not too sure. We'll see how it goes. I would assume we're going to get a little rollout pass. No, keeps it on the ground. Quarterback.
And he's bottled up before he hits the line of scrimmage. Loss of 1. 4th and 7 coming up. 2:44 on the clock.
Should be going for this. If we make a stand here, this ought to wrap up the game. What do you do here? Try a little pass here. I mean, 4th and 7.
Roll him out, like you said, drag somebody behind him at the chains and give him the option to keep it or throw that little crossing pad.
Yeah.
Or just do the read option and keep it.
Trips open.
Middle's been open. They're going to go trips right side, back to his right side, straight, drop back, looking on the right side, now comes left, rolls left, looking downfield, squares the hips, throws incomplete.
4th down, turnover on downs. We ought to be able to have I think they don't have enough timeouts to just nail this thing out.
Well, I think that's what they're gonna try to do.
Down.
Yeah, and they're gonna run out there with. What am I looking at?
Number is that?
That's Luna.
Major?
Yep, that's Luna. Trying to get that number on there. And that's why he's wearing a different number. And they're going to have your 3rd string quarterback, number 32. Is that what the number he's going with? It's going to be Major Luna.
Looks like 31 just entered the game. That Noel
Yep.
Noel.
Yep.
Ron comes out, Tobin Noel goes into the game.
And you want to talk about second string wanting to prove something? What third string got to say? Now, I'm sure they go in there with instructions, right? We're going to do this. We're going to be smart. We're not going to. But nonetheless, Luna and Noel in the backfield. Second down. Ball spotted at the Pirate 45. Give is to Noel. Follows his blockers. Bounces left side, right side. First down. Across midfield to the other 45. Good little run by Tobin Noel. 1:05 left in the game.
Let's see what they do here. I mean, you think they possibly have the chance to kneel it out, or do you just try to get these younger guys a few more reps?
Man, it's hard to put the young guys in and say kneel it from a let's get reps standpoint.
It looks like what they're going to do here, try to get a couple extra reps.
No, this time Major keeps it right side, up the middle, spins out of it across the 30, inside the 30, first down, 24-23 on the clock. So Noel, a sophomore, Major Luna, a freshman. They're in the offensive backfield now as they're going to start the clock and let the clock run out, and that's going to be your final. Pirates 64, George West 0. Pirates will move on to face the winner of Bowling and Buffalo.
Still don't have an update.
You'll have to find the winner of that. Check Poth ISD Facebook page or the Athletic Booster Club Facebook page for an update. I'm sure somebody will tell you and you'll find out. But congratulations to the Pirates on a well-fought, well-planned, well-executed first-round matchup. And Bill, give us your last thoughts as we close this out.
Looked pretty dang good tonight. Like you said, very few blemishes. They had the one fumble that got picked up and run for about 60 yards. And then if you're looking at the glass half full, the defense came in there and said, you know what? We got our heels up against the goal line and came up with the goal line stand to keep the goose egg and stuff like that. And you don't want to see the fumble and you don't want to see the big return on the fumble, but if you look at it, as a positive out of there, that was something for your defense to get excited about. I'm excited. I'm excited for this second round. Hopefully, bowling gives us a little bit better games. It's this year has been one-sided, other than the Shiner game, which if you were at that Shiner game, well, that could have easily went the other way. But I'm definitely excited to start seeing some better competition and good luck to the George West seniors. But Poth Pirates moving on, second round.
Bill, thanks for doing this with us. Sorry the late notice. Sorry we didn't give you more notice. Thank you for listening. Watch Poth Athletic Booster Club Facebook page for possible broadcasts of playoff games as we move forward. Guys, thanks for listening.